All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Peak to Middle School. My name is Narwhal. I'm here with my buddy Globo Jim.
Hey John, I'm Globo Jim.
This is one of Kyle's few non-white, gray, or blue shirts. You know, it's a really special day today.
I decided let's throw some color out. I had a dream recently that I got in a car crash and became colorblind, so I wanted to show my colors.
Yeah. So maybe Kyle's just going to start wearing colors every day just so he can wake up and be like, he can reinforce the fact that he can still see colors.
If I were to be wearing color every day, I would be rotating 4 shirts.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Guys, my mole fell off of my body. So
there's no, I witnessed it.
Yeah. So last episode was a few days ago when Kyle and I recorded it.
Mole may or may not have been on John during that episode.
Yeah. So okay. Here's the deal. I had a mole and I cut it when I was shaving couple weeks ago, and then for the next couple weeks as it was healing, it hurt when I touch it because it was like scabbing up or something.
I've been there.
And if you don't have a lot of moles on your body, you can't relate, but like,
are you moley?
No, I'm just saying people who have moles.
Why are white people so moley?
I hate moles.
Daddy too.
I hate anything that makes your skin not look normal.
What about like freckles? I like freckles.
Actually, yeah, freckles can be attractive.
Unless it's a lot.
Yeah, if you got like your whole face is a freckle.
Well, yeah. But like moles that like come off the skin, I think technically there may be freckles. Like these on my arm are freckles, I think, technically. But like,
well, yeah, I don't like mind a mole.
Moles
if it's
hurt
like
though. Like if I scratch a freckle, it doesn't hurt. But if I scratch a mole, it hurts.
Exactly, and that's what I was gonna say. Is people who have moles understand the pain of like if you accidentally nick it with something or like scratch it, it actually hurts really bad. And so I had this one on my neck, and I cut it when I was shaving, and so it was healing, but it felt a little weird. And my mom was like, "Oh, just like don't fuck with it, don't touch it, and it'll probably just be fine in like a couple weeks." And then I was wearing a necklace that day, so I'm thinking maybe
necklace ripped
the
it off.
chain like ripped it when the chain moved.
Maybe it's stuck in your necklace. Have you searched your necklace for it?
Ew.
Imagine you just pull your necklace out.
That is so gross. So
I mean, there's grosser things like a mole's just a little part of you.
I've said in the past on record that one of the grossest jobs to me are people who have to deal with old people's skin.
Ew, yeah.
And I just don't like
people.
Skin things.
Yeah.
Like eczema or like skin conditions.
I had eczema. My elbows were eczema as fuck.
I had eczema at one point, but it just like really grossed me out. And so the fact that there's a mole floating around, whether it be in my bed or my necklace or potentially in my dinner, because Kyle and I'm sorry if you guys are trying to eat during this episode.
You should know by now.
Yeah. Kyle and I were eating, and we're having this yummy chicken and cheese and broccoli dish.
It was great.
It was just delicious. And then all of a sudden, feel my neck, no mole. So
could be in the dish.
Yeah.
It could have been in the dish, and I scooped it out. I could have eaten it.
You could have eaten my mole.
It could be literally anywhere.
Yeah.
If anyone finds it, let us know.
Maybe one day we'll find it on the rug down here.
Yeah.
It'll be we'll hang it up on the wall.
Let's not do that. Have you looked up whether or not it grows back?
I haven't, but my parents said some moles will grow back no matter what, and then some don't. So I don't know.
I mean, I got one removed on my neck.
Yours didn't grow back, but there's a spot there.
Yeah, there's like a scar, but I got it like professionally removed, so that might be different.
Yeah, you didn't just like take scissors to it and chop it off.
Oh God,
that's essentially what I did.
Yeah,
I just didn't do it. I did it over a period of a few weeks. It's so weird though.
I just know
what
that's
I don't
just
get
a certain kind of pain that
Okay, but like I don't get. So if you have something, let's say you have a scab on like your hand. That's like a thing that's on your skin that you can rip off, and it hurts a little, but it's not unbearable. What about a mole makes it so unbearable to like you ever tried to like pull a mole?
Yes, I have.
It really hurts.
Stretchy.
And what is it?
I don't know. What is mole? What are mole?
Should I look this up?
Yeah,
what
look
is
up
a mole?
what are mole? Or what is mole?
What are mole?
I just think it's more scary to pick at because it's a permanent thing that's always been there, you know? A scab, it's like,
yeah.
You know,
it's
meant
meant
to come
if
off.
you just tried to rip your own skin off, it wouldn't feel very good.
No. That's like when you're picking out a hangnail and it really, really hurts.
Oh,
it's like a similar
it goes
feeling
way
to a
too
mole.
deep.
Yeah. Hate when it goes too deep.
Oh, see, it gave me a unit of measurement. Remember in science we learned about the moles?
Yeah.
What is
1.6 times 10 to the 6th or something like that.
You remember that?
Is that right?
I don't know.
Oh.
But how do you remember that? You don't remember anything about like math or science.
I don't know. I remember weird things. I was good with moles. Have you seen that Austin Powers where the guy has the big mole on his face?
I haven't, no.
Oh, okay.
How come every witch and evil lady in movies always has a big mole on her chin with like one hair on it?
I don't know.
Yeah, so anyways, guys, before we talk more about moles, or hopefully not more about moles ever again on the show, be sure to leave a review of our show on the Apple Podcast app. Usually we say it at the end, but I want to say it right here, right now, because we're almost at episode 150.
That would be a perfect time.
Yeah, we're also only 10 reviews away, ratings and reviews away from 100. And when we get to 100, we're going to do a habanero podcast. And if we hit that, think about how cool of an episode 150 that would be.
Boy, that would be so cool. It would be hot, actually.
It'd be spicy. It would be very miserable. So, yeah, guys. Also, we have full video versions of the show on YouTube. So if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, be sure to check out the video version.
Guess who's editing now?
Kyle.
Daddy.
Kyle's been learning to edit. Yeah, how's it been going?
I just don't like not being good at things.
Yeah.
And so like when I'm trying something new and I know I'm bad at it, it's frustrating for me. So now I see why Jordan gets so mad when he's bad at golf.
I mean, yeah, like no one enjoys the process of like not knowing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's infuriating because you see other people that do know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And you're like, I could. But that's the thing is like you have to remember that eventually you will get to a point where you do know what you're doing.
Well, and everybody starts somewhere. Like,
yeah.
They all start at ground zero. You don't just pick up the clubs and you're like fucking Tiger Woods.
I mean, there's some guys that pick up a basketball and can just dunk from like the free throw line. And then I'm white and I can barely touch the net. And
one of those people. You can barely touch the net?
No, but I mean, now maybe.
I remember when I was pumped the first time I ever touched the net. I remember I was doing it was after I was 8th grade. I remember I told my dad after a game one time, he's like, I don't believe you, let's see it. And then like my game was over, but like the next two teams were doing layup lines for their game, and I just cut right in the layup line and I ran and jumped and touched the net.
You cut in front of a different team?
Yeah, it was kind of fucked up.
Damn, that is like not something you would normally do.
No, it's not, but I had to prove myself.
Wait, so you told your dad that you could touch the net, but you had never touched it before?
No, I had.
So that wasn't the first time you touched
That's
the
just
net.
my first memory of touching the net. I think the first time I touched it was, probably like middle school basketball.
Okay.
I think I touched the net, and I was like, holy shit. Man.
When you actually think about it, like...
It's not that high.
It's not that high at all.
I can almost touch the net, like, standing now, I think.
But yeah, dude, it's so sad to think about how bad I am now at... Listen, I was never that good at basketball, but compared to what I was in high school... I am so bad at every sport. I'm more athletic now as a whole.
Yeah.
But in terms of just skill of a sport, my high school self would obliterate me in like anything.
I was throwing the baseball the other day and I just felt uncoordinated. Like I was like almost afraid of the ball and I'm like, what am I doing? I just haven't thrown in forever.
You being afraid of the ball?
It's not that I was afraid of the ball. It was that like I didn't trust my hand-eye coordination.
Yeah.
I feel like my hand-eye coordination has gone down.
See, that's how I've always felt when I play baseball. Like I see the ball coming, and I know that if you put the glove there, put the mitt there, it'll go into there and protect you.
And you catch it. Yes.
But for someone who is so terrible and scared of baseball, you don't trust that the mitt is actually going to do its job.
I mean,
so even if it's coming directly for it, it's still that fear that it's just going to go through it and hit me in the face.
But have you ever been hit in the face?
No, but some people have. And
and those kids suck.
There was this one kid, you know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to say his name, but in youth baseball, he got hit in the face. And then for years after that, he wore one of those, big,
a lot of major
things.
leaguers do that.
No, I know, but like this kid was not.
So he was ahead of the time.
He was not very good.
He's ahead of his time. Yeah, I know.
There was a guy on your team who got his whole face got fucked up with a
Oh,
baseball.
yeah. But that was because he wasn't behind an L screen.
What? Oh, is that what in the batting cage?
Yeah, like he was standing. If you guys don't know what an L screen is, it's just a screen that looks like an L, and you throw from behind it, and you're supposed to stay behind it, like there's a little empty spot where you throw from, and you stay on the side that protects you.
If the guy hits it, it doesn't hit you in the face.
Very simple. He didn't do that. Line drive to the face.
And then he has metal.
Yeah.
He has a bunch of metal in his face. Dude, I remember
the guy that hit it was on our podcast.
Yeah, it was Danny. And now he's a pro baseball player. So that guy, if Danny makes it to the big leagues.
So yeah, that guy broke my face.
Yeah. Would you take a torn ACL if it was given to you by a really, really famous person?
Why would I want that?
Just for the story.
Just to say, like, LeBron tore my ACL.
Yeah, or like Adrian Peterson in youth football tore my ACL. Or would you just want no torn ACL at all?
No. Why would I want that?
Not many people can say that.
I'd rather get, like, trucked by Adrian Peterson or something. So I'm not, like, permanently injured, but, like, he rang my bell.
Yeah, so, like, minor brain damage from Adrian Peterson.
I'm trying to think if I've had any situations like that. I feel like I'm not old enough to get to the point where, like, people our age that I played against are super famous yet.
Yeah.
I'm hoping there will be a time that I can whip out a story of when I got, like, hit by a pitch or, like,
we played against Zach LaVine. Well, I actually never got to play against Zach LaVine in basketball, but he played against our high school. I was just too shitty that I wasn't on varsity. I was in a viral YouTube video of a hit. We played this high school called Juanita, and this was back in the day. YouTube wasn't even that big.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't actively on YouTube, but I remember
before Vine too.
Yeah, it was before Vine. But this clip, this kid on my team got literally picked up. Like these types of hits are totally illegal now, but picked him up, basically had him on his shoulder, and then
body slammed
pile drived him into the ground.
How does like a seventh grader do that?
Dude, this guy was ahead of his time. He was a big kid.
Yeah.
And he picked up my teammate and just destroyed him. And then the guy was like laying there, like almost unconscious. And I was in that video as one of the lead blockers.
It didn't get your block.
It was like a long run, and I was up in front of him, supposed to block that guy, and I just kind of stood out of the way.
In the video, the kid's unconscious, and John just stands and like looks down at him.
Yeah, so I remember that got like a couple 100,000 views, I think, and that was my start to my. I'm gonna look
it up right now. Your claim to fame. Let's see. Yep, John missed his block.
What number? I was number
one, and you just stood there and you slowly backed off.
I didn't even go to help him.
No. John sees him get laid out, and he like slowly just backs up.
Dude, it's scary in sports when you witness an injury, like a serious one. Were you there when that kid on your team got his face fucked up?
I wasn't on that team that year.
Okay.
No.
But have you ever witnessed in your game like a torn ACL or something serious? Because I was at a basketball practice in high school my junior year, and I witnessed, this is kind of graphic, so just if you guys are like eating or whatever, but I witnessed this kid a year younger than us go up for a rebound, and he came down, and he just was in the wrong position, and his arm just snapped.
In half. Like
literally in half, and I was right there, and like it was his best friend that he was like going up in the like scrimmage against. And the kid sat up, all like immediately in shock, and he looked at his arm, and was like, and then he just laid down, like he saw it and like didn't say anything and just laid back.
Probably went in shock.
Yeah,
it's like Gordon Hayward.
And dude, but what was so fucked too, is so it was like a double practice where the varsity team and the JV were in the same gym, like on different halves of the gym, and everyone was like, "Oh fuck." Like, no one knew how to react. So everyone started screaming, and, like, half the kids ran out of the gym because, like, people were... But if you think, like, it's a scary thing to witness.
I wouldn't know what to do.
But, like, I think it made it way worse because, like, some kids were like, holy shit, oh, my God, like, someone, like, call 911, call 911.
I mean, I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, and so then I would hate to be a coach in a time like that, especially, like, a volunteer coach.
Yeah. What would you do? If you're a coach, I feel like my instinct would probably be to run away or be like, oh, shit.
Oh,
like,
your arm's broke.
You're on the yeah, that's fucked.
Yeah, and so he was laying there, and I remember, like some of the kids were mature and, like, had, like, kneeled down next to him and were like, okay, like, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay. And then the coach came over. But all you can really do until professionals get there are try and, like, talk to him. And, like, you can't touch his arm.
What did you do, to be honest? Did you run?
I shuffled near where
He
people
slowly backpedaled.
yeah, people were kind of gathering away from him. Like some kids ran out of the whole gym, but I was over by the water fountains.
You were in the middle.
And it was, dude, the whole team was just like, what do we do? Scary, man.
I don't know. I'm trying to think if I've ever witnessed any bad injuries. I've been like taken off the field. I got hit in the stomach in Little League by some man child who threw like 80.
You got hit with a baseball in the stomach?
Yeah, haven't I told that story? I was an idiot and I squared the bunt all the way around and
just,
it was like Adam Sandler. Like I just took it right in the right in the chest, like an idiot, and I had to go to the hospital.
Did you get the wind knocked out of you?
Yeah, dude, I had a bruise of a baseball in my chest, and it was Little League, so the mound's super close, and this fucking man child he's playing college baseball now. He drilled me right in the center, like right in between my belly button and my like.
What did it feel like? Can you describe it?
I just remember going down. Yeah, and I couldn't breathe. I remember the catcher laughing.
Dude,
like, fuck that.
Some people have never got the wind knocked out of them.
That's such a scary feeling.
It's a really weird feeling.
I don't remember the last time I got the wind knocked out of me.
Because it's like you're fully conscious and you're okay mentally, but it's like you try to breathe and you just can't because your lungs are like collapsed or I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's like you try and suck in and there's just like there's just nothing there.
Imagine having like a punctured lung or like a. That's a thing. That's happened to football players.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah,
what does
imagine.
that feel like?
I bet okay, I have no idea, but if I had to guess, I bet it's like, imagine breathing in and it works. Like you can do the process, but it doesn't actually provide you any oxygen. So
or
you
I
like
feel like maybe you physically can't. Well, what happens? So it's inflated like a bag, right? I'm assuming your lungs are like a bag.
Yeah,
like an
something
airbag
like that
kind of thing. If it gets punctured, say your rib pokes it, and it just would it kind of just go, and then it's just like sagging there, like there's a hole, like picture a balloon. You pop a balloon and it goes,
yeah,
and it's just lifeless hanging there.
Yeah, I think your lung is just like dead.
That would suck.
But we've said this before, but it just blows my mind that doctors are smart enough to where they can fix something inside your body without like going inside of it.
What do you mean? Yeah, they do.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy to me.
Without going inside of it?
Well, like with some injuries, like, you can break things and like they can fix shit without ever like cutting you open a lot of times.
Oh, well, yeah, bones I get because you can just set them. Oh, that'd be the worst feeling.
But like if you have a punctured lung, you got to have surgery though, right?
I would think so. I don't have to just unpuncture your lung. You got to like fill it up with some goo. I don't know. Some rubber glue maybe. When I think of like lungs collapsing, I think of that SpongeBob episode where he can't breathe and then it goes into his stomach and you see his like kidney or his lungs like shrivel up and then one of them breaks off and falls.
Yeah.
That's what I imagine drowning's like.
Dude, I actually the one thing I wrote down was relating to SpongeBob. So it's Pride Month this month. Well, we don't know that.
Oh, allegedly.
He's part of the LGBTQ community.
Plus.
That doesn't mean he's gay.
Okay.
He could be bisexual. He could be transgender.
I think he's gay, but I've always thought he's gay.
But is it even a he?
SpongeBob?
Do we know for sure? Do they call him he? Because they call him SpongeBob, but do they address his pronouns in the show? You know?
I feel like they do.
You think Squidward goes like, "Oh, he said this."
Yes, yes, because Patrick, when they in the episode where they're both swearing, they both go, "He said."
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
So Patrick calls me he, but Patrick, I would not expect Patrick to call someone by the right pronouns.
That's true.
Patrick is very
Patrick
unwoke.
is probably not politically correct.
No.
But
I feel like Patrick is racist too, or he's so dumb.
No.
Or he's so dumb that he doesn't know a difference because
he wasn't educated.
Well, I guess
Yeah. See, but I think Patrick has a good heart. He has good intentions.
He does.
You know.
Squidward might be racist.
Yeah. So I don't know. I've never been to a Pride parade, but if COVID wasn't, this is such a crazy time because there was COVID and now there's the Black Lives Matter protest. There is COVID. And now it's also Pride Month and there's usually a ton of Pride parades, especially in Seattle. So now there's going to be Pride Black Lives Matter parades probably combined. I don't know. There's going to be a whole lot of protesting for a long time, and I think it's good.
And then we have COVID. Has it gone back up since?
I know in some states it's gotten way worse. I know Arizona the other day reported they're having 1,000 new cases a day.
But they were also like open. I don't know if it was from the protests.
That's true. I saw a clip from Joe Rogan's podcast. He did one the other day with Bill Burr, who's like a pretty famous comedian. And did you see the clip on Twitter?
The mask one?
Yeah, about Bill Burr and talking about wearing masks.
Yeah, just said like listen to the doctors.
Yeah, I just think he put it
that was
in
a good
the best
perspective.
way.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of people who are like talking about like, oh, well, I think we should do this, or I don't understand why they're doing this. And it's like, listen, when it comes down to it, you and I can say what we think. My parents can say what they think. Anyone can say what they think. But when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, none of us know shit.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just listen to the doctors and the people who actually have spent their lives studying this shit. Let's do what they say.
But I feel like we're also brought up to not trust things, which is a good thing, but it's also a bad thing because it's like, oh, don't believe what everyone tells you. You know what I mean? Because we've been told a lot of things, and a lot of things are coming to light.
True, but how often has the doctor health system really been that like evil? Like in my like
potentially cancer, if there's a cure.
Oh, like if there's been a cure this whole time,
maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But I would say that I think most people would agree that you can trust the doctor community.
Yeah,
that they're
a good community.
Good community of people.
I would agree.
Trying to save lives.
I would agree.
Did
you hear that San Francisco? They're so basically it's like San Francisco police will no longer respond to non-criminal calls. So things involving mental health, the homeless, school discipline, and neighbor disputes.
Oh.
It's like you don't need to send a cop over there unless things are getting violent.
Yeah.
But like, why would you need to send a police officer? You should be sending a social worker or someone that's trained to de-escalate those situations and like.
That's actually super interesting. Yeah, because if you're having a situation with like a, I don't know, let's say like a, scary conversation with like a homeless guy or maybe someone who's like on drugs on the street, like it's not to the point where you need a cop.
Yeah.
But you need someone who can come and maybe help get you out of the situation.
And it's also not going to help if somebody comes in with a weapon and obviously they're a threat to this homeless person and they feel threatened, so then they might act out, and then that's when things get bad. Also, there are just bad cops that'll just do that, which we've seen. But I just feel like that should be like having a social worker degree or like learning social work skills and de-escalation should be one of the top things every police officer should have, because you're dealing with people in situations that need de-escalation.
Yeah.
I don't know. That seems like it should be a minimum.
Yeah. And think about how rarely, I don't know. I mean, it would be scary though if there's a time where they send a social worker to a situation. Social worker obviously doesn't have any weapons.
Yeah.
And then maybe they can't get it under control. Things get out of hand. Some person pulls out a gun, social worker doesn't have anything to defend themselves or the people, then like that could get bad.
That's true.
But I bet like think about how often bless you. That was like a really poetic sneeze.
Thank you.
Think about how rarely guns are actually needed to come into play. Like I don't know percentages, but I would guess that a very small percentage of situations where cops come and arrive where they actually need to use a weapon. It's probably such a small one. So in that case, I could see how this would probably be way better, but I don't know. It'll be interesting. This is not really related, but in a way it made my brain think of it. So maybe it is related,
Okay.
So I found this out yesterday that there are programs where anyone can sign up to do this. You don't have to be like an actual actor, but I think that it's probably best if you're someone who is trying to learn to be an actor or you're someone who pursuing to be an actor.
Are you pursuing acting?
No, but like our buddy Luke would probably like doing something like this. And I didn't know this existed, so maybe a lot of you guys didn't either. But anyone can do this and you get paid for it. But you sign up to basically act that you have a certain illness or a certain condition for new doctors to basically use you as like a test patient. So people who are becoming doctors, they basically have these fake situations where someone will come in who's an actor and they'll be like, all right, pretend you're like you have schizophrenia and you're like freaking out and you like come in here, or that like maybe
Start beating the shit out of
or
the
like
doctor.
it's not just like psychological stuff, but like, oh, say you have like a really bad like ankle pain or like really horrible stomach pains, and you can't, or like you come in with really bad shortness of breath and you're like lightheaded, and these actors just have to like read these scripts, and then they just kind of freeball it, and it helps these doctors kind of learn how to treat these patients and how to react.
That's cool, but I feel like there is going to be just that one dude that takes it way too far, and he just tries to act like everything's wrong. He's like, oh, no, not that, no! The guy's like, dude, you're fine.
Yeah, the doctor's like, all right, it's just a sprained ankle. The guy's like, no, the bone's coming out.
I don't know. Yeah, that would be like, also as a doctor doing that, I would find it hard to take things serious because you know they're not actually hurt.
Yeah.
And it's like, what does this guy know?
Yeah, and I mean, no matter how serious you want to take it, in the back of your mind, it's always going to be there that, like, this isn't real surgery. Yeah. So if I mess up, it doesn't really matter.
What they should do is get some method actors to actually hurt themselves and then just bring them in. No, they're no longer actors. They're just method patients.
But
hurt people.
I don't think you can have someone sign away that they have to hurt themselves to get paid.
I guess that's also no different than just treating a patient that's hurt anyways.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I guess, yeah, you got to get that's what I was thinking is, like, how do you just do your first surgery?
Your first brain surgery or first open heart surgery.
Yeah, you walk in your first day at work and they're like, all right, surgery. Barbara, she needs like a brain transplant. Let's get it going. You're like, what do I do? Obviously, you watch people for years and years and years and you know what to do. But there is a time where it's like, this is my first time
touching someone's brain.
Like dealing with someone's whole brain.
Yeah. Okay, and also, I'm sure there is, but I've never heard of it. But do you think there's kind of a certain code with doctors where, like, let's say a doctor has to get brain surgery and maybe they're really good for a couple years and then they mess up once? You think there's like a 3 strikes you're out, or like a...
Yeah.
Because, like, how bad does a doctor have to be before they lose their job?
Keep fucking up. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I haven't really thought about that before.
Because there's time, like, everyone knows that there's certain procedures where the doctor will tell you, like, 50-50 chance. Mm-hmm. It might work. You might die. And in those cases, if the doctor, like, messes up and they die, it's not really their fault. But what if it's supposed to be, like, a 90% success rate and then the doctor messes up? Is the doctor, like, at risk to lose their job? I don't know. But
they also do cover up stuff, which we both know. But
yeah.
I don't know, dude. I don't want to be a doctor. It's not for me. Obviously, because of my brain and, and just other things. But
yeah, you know how we were saying who would ever want to be president? Who would want to be a heart surgeon?
I mean, you make bank.
Yeah, but at what cost? The amount of stress.
Hearts. Yeah, I know. Because I feel like once you're a heart surgeon, you kind of have to do it for like a long time. Because you can't just like make your bank and then leave. They need heart surgeons.
I mean, you can.
It's kind of a dick move to like, do hearts for like, I don't know, 5 years, and you make your money and you're like, all right, I'm out.
I mean,
but you're still in your like heart surgery prime.
I would hope that the people doing heart surgery, though, they're probably not really in it for money. They hopefully have a passion.
I mean,
if you're gonna go to school to college alone for like 10 years to 12 years of college, you probably have a passion for what you're doing.
I mean, yeah, or you're going to make money.
Yeah, sure. Dude, imagine, though, being in college for your 4 years of undergrad, 4 years of grad school, and then like 2 years of residency or whatever they call it.
And then you fail your final exam.
Well, yeah, but at that point, you could probably keep retaking it till you pass.
What if you just never pass?
Dude.
That would suck.
Well, I was thinking, what if you just pass and then you used to work for a year and you just realize, I hate this.
Not for me. I hate blood.
Think about how much you're in debt. There's people that pay for their own college for 10 years. How do you even ever pay that amount of debt?
Is there a point where you just can't have more debt? Like, can you just keep acquiring debt?
I don't know. There's like old people who owe a bunch of money.
And I'm like, well, that's not fair.
And I asked my dad, I said, what happens if there's someone who's like 93 years old?
Like, this guy just had negative impact on our economy his whole life.
Yeah, and I was like, what if this person owes a bunch of money and they can't work. They have health conditions, whatever. Whatever. And he said, unless they have like an actual disability, well, I don't know if this is really true. This is what I heard from my dad, but he was saying that like they really could, take someone's house, take their cars, take their possessions, and they could literally throw like a 95-year-old on the street, homeless. Like the government could do that. Because it's like they're technically the same as everybody else, but it's like, dude, this person has acquired debt that maybe it's like medical bills that aren't even their fault. They don't have insurance, and then they can't pay it, and then they're just fucked. So then they could be homeless at 99 years old, and it's absurd.
It takes a special kind of asshole to go into that. Imagine going into that career where you are the person that like kicks people out basically, and like you basically ruin people's lives, even though like obviously if they don't pay their taxes, whatever. If you're an IRS person and you just hunt people down,
but I think most people who do those jobs don't like love their work. They probably just have a family and need to pay the bills.
Well, I had that story about that Uber driver that said he had that person that like just got piss thrown at them by a homeless person like in their flower shop. So that same dude was telling me one time that he had this guy in the car with him that was, I forget what he does, but it's basically like somebody that you just don't want to see, because if this guy calls you, you're fucked basically. Like you owe a bunch of money, and like he's there to like take your shit.
Yeah.
And he said that when he was talking with him, he was asking him like, how can you get into that? Like, why? Like, do you get pleasure? And the guy's like, oh yeah, I do. Like he loves like taking people's money and ruining people's lives.
Yeah.
So there's like shitty people out there that go into that knowing.
Okay, but a lot of the people that probably owe a bunch of money probably are shitty people.
Yeah, but there are also very many non-shitty people that owe money.
True.
I know non-shitty people that owe money.
Yeah, but I know some people that like owe money to people I know that are total pieces of shit.
Yeah. Donald Trump.
I think there's like a little of both.
Yeah.
Like it would feel good if there's someone who has like been evading taxes, evading like getting arrested or something, and he's like done some bad shit, finally catching him, that would feel good.
We have a friend that still hasn't paid a fantasy football debt from like 6 years ago.
Oh, we do.
He's gonna be that guy.
Are you gonna ever?
It's not my money. It's for Luke.
Oh,
I think we've given up. He also has that same person has also not paid a March Madness $5 fee, so he's kind of just been kicked out of all activities.
Like $30.
Yeah.
Hey, but interest in a few years.
It should be like it's like $500 by now.
Yeah.
$5 turns into $500 pretty quickly.
Yeah. So guys, you and I like chicken.
Yeah. Yes, I like chicken.
Okay. Now,
might eat some when I get home.
Do you like chicken wings?
Yes.
Do you like chicken wings as much as boneless chicken? Or like chicken breasts or chicken tenders or chicken nuggets?
Depends what kind of mood I'm in.
Okay. But there are times when you would prefer wings over any other type of chicken.
Yes.
Okay, that
Sundays
just blew my mind. And the other, so
Did
when
I ruin your whole argument?
No. That's basically what Jordan told me when I was in California with Shim one day. He was like, "Oh, let's order wings," and I was like, "Okay, we can order them," but I was like, "I don't really care for them," and he was like, "What?" And I'm like, I love chicken, but I never in my life have eaten a wing and been like, "Oh my god, I want another one." I'll eat it if it's there, and that's it.
Why?
And
you don't like the mess?
No, I just.
What about ribs?
I don't think. And he said that he thinks I said first of all, I don't really like the bones. You have to eat around the bones, and I feel like there's hardly any chicken on the little bones.
Yeah, there's also sauce.
You're just eating like skin and sauce.
There's some meat.
There's
if
barely
you get, like,
any
skimpy.
meat.
I like dumplings. Or not
dumplings.
Drumsticks. That was the worst. That was not
okay.
the right word.
Yeah,
drumsticks. It's more meat.
Yeah, but those are also gross.
What?
It's just like skin and like cartilage and bone.
There's a lot of cartilage, but if you season it right, if you put some good sauce.
But wouldn't you rather just have a really good chicken tender from like Azel's?
See, I feel like the chicken tenders, they're more dry. And when it's on the bone, it's more moist.
I think it probably depends, though, who makes it.
Melts in your mouth. It's hard to have a very good chicken breast I feel like that isn't dry or like flavorless.
See, that's what Jordan was saying. He said that the chicken itself tastes better.
Yeah, I agree.
When it's on a
like if I were just had
wing.
a plain chicken breast or a plain wing, I would have the plain wing because it would taste better because the bone flavor.
I don't know, man. I just I don't know. I can't get behind wings, and I feel bad. I want to like wings, but I just can't.
Then just like them.
And I don't know.
That's how I am with seafood, actually. So I want to like seafood, but I just don't like it. I don't have the taste for it.
Is there anything that has seafood as a part of it that you do like? Where you're like, I don't like seafood as a whole, but this one particular dish has, let's say it has tuna in it, and I like that dish. Like, is there any exceptions to the rule?
Not really. Like, there are some seafood that I like. Look, I'll eat it. Like, I'll have calamari, I guess.
Really? Out of all the things, you'd eat calamari first? That's what's crazy, because calamari is squid.
Yeah. If it's
and
fried.
when you look, but picture a squid in the ocean.
I know.
And then
I know what I'm eating.
Doesn't a tuna look better than a squid?
I don't like tuna. I'll eat salmon. I'm just not gonna really like it. But if it's all we have and like it's in front of me, I'll eat it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
What about like ribs? Are you just do you like
I'm
ribs?
just not a big fan of bones. I don't like eating around the bone because I'm like, what's the point? Let's just take the bone out, get a pile of the meat, and then eat it. Like if we could
I agree. It's easier without the bone.
If we could take...
That's part of the fun, though, because then after you look all like dumb because you have sauce over your face.
Okay, put it this way. Think about if you ordered 12 wings. You take all the meat, the edible part, and you put it in a bowl, and you leave the bones to the side. That amount of actual edible meat is so not worth it at all.
Okay, I guess, but I don't know.
So is it more about the... I'm just trying to understand. Is it more about the experience of the eating the wings?
I think it's more fun because when I eat wings or ribs, I feel like a little kid again because I get sauce all over. I'm one of those people that I get it all over my face. And I just feel like a kid again.
Does part of you sort of try to be messier?
I try not to, and then once it happens, I'm like, all right.
You're like, I'm
messy
just gonna,
now.
like, kind of rub it in here.
Yeah. I mean, I usually I do the one hand. Like, I try to do three fingers or four fingers.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I don't know.
Do you have any really obscure memories of food-related situations from when you were a kid?
Other than when I ate those wheat thins my sister licked?
Yeah, like I'll give you one. It's not even that it's that interesting. It's just weird how our brain hangs on to certain memories. I remember my parents were gone on vacation for their anniversary, and I was staying at their family friend's house, and they told me we were going to have ribs that night, and I had never had ribs before, so I was a little worried. And I had ribs, and I ate them upstairs on the end of their couch next to this big white statue thing.
Did you touch the statue with your rib hands?
No, but I did touch it at one point. It was like marble or not. It's like I don't know what it was, but that's when I think of ribs, I think of that moment. Do you have any moments like that?
I remember, well, this isn't about me, but I remember one of my neighbors who was way too old to have not eaten an orange before. we gave him his first orange and he hated it. But he's like, yeah, I've never had an orange before. And we're like, dude, you're like 15. Well, he wasn't 15. He was probably like 12.
Yeah, but still.
Still, dude, like that's not an excuse to not have an orange.
There's some foods that, even if you don't like them, there's some foods that every human just has to have eaten once.
Yeah, apples, oranges.
A burger. I've met people who have said, I've never had a burger. And I've also met people that have never tried pizza.
What?
Yeah, and they're like, oh, I don't like cheese. I'm like, okay, but just take the cheese off. Try a pizza without cheese or something.
Well, how do you... It might be depending on how you're raised. If your parents are like anti-pizza. My kids are having pizza. Wait. Oh, my friend from Sweden hates mac and cheese. Like he tried mac and cheese one time and he's like, why would you put cheese on your pasta? I'm like, dude, it's mac and cheese. It's so good.
I mean, aren't so many sauces for cheese usually made, or what am I saying? Sauces for pasta are usually made from cheese.
Yeah, I guess he just didn't like the cheddar cheese. I was like, dude.
You could have like a...
I mean, maybe he had like Kraft mac and cheese, which like, it's like good, but it like tastes like chemicals, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Kraft stuff. I want, like, if I'm eating mac and cheese, I want some homemade, like Italian type of Is mac and cheese Italian, or is that an American thing?
I feel like it's American.
Yeah.
You're not going to go to an Italian restaurant and find mac and cheese unless it's like Olive Garden,
Yeah.
which isn't really Italian.
Yeah. Now, one last thing before we hop into the segments here. Earlier, we were talking about skin and gross things about skin.
You got more?
Well, no, it's actually debatably grosser than that. The other day, for one of the videos I was editing for work, I don't even remember the context, but I had to find an image of a hairy back.
Oh,
and so I had to Google search really hairy backs. And I cannot stress this enough. That is one of the easiest things to search that will make you puke. Type in hairiest backs and you will feel sick.
Hairiest backs.
Or no. Maybe it was hairiest face.
Face?
Yeah, dude. Or like maybe both. Try both. I had to look up both, I think. You look up one, I'll look up the other.
Hairiest back. Ew. Dude, that's so gross. Oh my God. Dude, this guy looks like a wolf.
Yeah. Oh! Dude,
That one?
That is just, yes. I saw it. I think that might be the image I used.
Holy shit. That is so much hair.
That's got to be like a genetic disability or like a disease. Yeah. So, I'm going to show you something, and it's real. And you're going to think it's Photoshop.
Is it a face?
Yeah, it's a face.
What?
Dude. It's a disease, obviously.
That's so sad. Is that a woman?
I think it might be a woman.
Oh my God.
Oh, whoa. Dude, I'm actually going to puke. Like I don't feel good.
I don't want to look at it. That's really that guy looks like Darth Maul.
Okay, I'm going to clear this from my
Yeah.
Actually, I got to delete this tab so when I open up my Safari later that doesn't pop up.
Dude, speaking of puking, I was at Lowe's yesterday. Oh, I finished my patio, by the way.
We're at Lowe's?
Yeah, finished our patio.
Okay, congrats.
Do you know what Lowe's is?
I do. It's just I would never expect you to say I was at Lowe's.
I've been going to Lowe's quite a bit. So I went to Lowe's the other day, and on our way out, there is this big like jar with a little thing you can push. So we were assuming it's hand sanitizer, which I think it was. First of all, I squeezed down to this thing, like rocketed out at me. I got it like all up my arm and all over my hands. It's really wet. I'm like, it's like really like liquidy. I'm like,
so you're all lubed
fuck
up.
is this? So like I wipe my hands in. We all do it, me, my mom, and my cousin. We're like walking to our car, and we're all like smelling. Dude, we smelled our hands. It was one of the worst smells I've ever smelled in my life. It smelled like garbage.
Was it hand sanitizer?
Yeah, it was. But my mom looked it up, and she said that if you don't like, that's what hand sanitizer smells like before they put like the ethanol or something in it to make it smell like alcohol or like
so
what it does.
You got the purest form.
Yeah, well, that's like pure hand sanitizer, but it smells like ass. And I washed my hands when I got home vigorously,
trying to get off the hand sanitizer.
I couldn't get rid of it. I put more hand sanitizer on to mask that, and it didn't even work. My hands smelled like ass for like a day.
Was it bad enough to where if you kept your hands over your face, you would have puked?
Yeah, we rolled down the windows. Like my mom kept talking about it. She's like, "Oh, this is disgusting." I'm like, "Mom, please stop talking about this. I'm gonna throw up." I was driving. It was so one of the worst smells I've ever smelled in my life.
Wow, who would have thought the thing that's supposed to smell so good could smell so bad?
We almost thought like, was this like floor cleaner or like we didn't know what it was because it wasn't marked like hand sanitizer. It was just this little jar that we had a little push thing.
I always wonder how many other people do you think did the same exact thing throughout the day and they all got in their car and was like, what is this?
So many people. If they had like a camera there that could like show people outside, yeah.
I'd love to get sprayed by a skunk just to know how bad it is.
Skunk spray is not that bad. I've driven past the smell of it and it's not unbearable.
But I meant getting sprayed by a skunk.
Yeah.
Then you have to bathe in tomato juice.
It's kind of amazing that skunks are like a thing.
Yeah.
Do they just like spray shit?
They're
just like, oh no, I'm in danger.
They fart out poison.
Basically, that could probably blind you, right? Right in the eyes.
Yeah, bro. That could if you got skunk fart spray in your eyes, you're done.
You know, I just realized squids are the skunks of the sea because they ink.
It's kind of good, yeah. I don't know if can you smell underwater?
Well, it's different because it's like when you're underwater, you're not
breathing.
What do you mean can you smell underwater?
Like,
You can't
can
breathe.
fish smell?
I mean, they do smell when you take them out. Oh, can fish smell?
Can fish smell
well, like
themselves?
a shark, like a shark can smell blood.
Yeah, so
yeah,
maybe
they smell.
maybe they are like skunks, but we can't tell because we can't breathe.
Yeah, but all I was saying is like when you're underwater, I feel like visual is important.
What?
I don't know
don't
whatever
know.
I just said did not make sense. Let's just backtrack. All right.
Do you think? Wait, one more thing. You're too eager here. I have a question about
whatever I
these.
said didn't make sense, and I want to move on from it.
Do you think that you could capture a squid's ink and like jar it?
I think that's how you get ink for pens, right? No. I feel like that's what they did back in the day.
That might be one of the dumbest things you've ever said, unless it's true. If that's not true, that is so dumb. But if it is true, it's actually insanely intelligent of you.
Is pen ink?
Remember when you said? Remember when you said, "Did bowls exist in the 1600s?"
Hey, look, there might not have been.
You think they get
No, they were
ink
both.
from pens from a squid?
All
right.
I'm gonna assume they're not.
No.
Yeah, no, it's different.
No.
It's
Okay. Well, on that,
I feel like, but there was been a person who's done it. They've gotten squid ink. It's like milking a squid,
yeah, someone's tried it.
and they've
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna move on after this really hot end to the episode here. Kyle, for those of you who are new around here, we have segments at the end of every episode, and today we have top 5. What would you do if and sports with Kyle?
stay woke. They're changing soon.
They are in 2 episodes from now. So this is episode 148, and on episode 150,
So this is our last time doing.
doing top 5. What would
5.
you do if in sports with Kyle? So, one quick little reminder is one of our new segments. We said it last week, but one of our new segments is going to be fan questions. So, leading up to that, we want to get as many as we can. So if you guys hear this and you have literally any questions, it can be something random, funny. Like, it's not about us. Literally any question,
Just literally anything.
literally anything that would be interesting, just ask us and we'll talk about it. So anyways, Kyle,
Yes.
what are your top 5 illegal things you'd like to do if the purge was real?
Ooh. See, I don't think I could actually murder someone as much as there are people in the world that I hate. I don't think I could kill them. I would break into the Mariners Stadium and like just swing and then run the bases like I hit a home run. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be the first thing. That's the top.
I mean, it's in my top 5.
Okay.
I would probably just break into like some sort of bank, get some money, or like a store. I would for sure jaywalk the shit out of.
Yeah, nice.
What laws are meant to be broken? I don't know. I'm not gonna do a bunch of like heroin.
I would drive on the other side of the highways where there's usually cars coming at me.
Yeah, but
I would
there's other people out on the purge. They might be doing. Well, yeah, I would do it too.
I'd risk it.
It's thrilling.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd go out of my safety of my house to go drive on the other side of the road during a purge. But
You wouldn't?
no, would you? Would you go out on a purge? Vlog.
I'd probably try and get some sort of content for the podcast, maybe.
The amount of vloggers that would die in the purge is yeah.
God,
Jake Paul would die.
would be the worst.
He's just exactly what I thought of.
All right, you got one more. One more
Shit.
thing you want to do. There's no rules, Kyle. Anything you can do, and there will be no consequence. You could base jump off the top of the Space Needle, and no one's stopping you.
Why would I do that?
Well, you say you want to skydive.
I
So
don't even
maybe you
know how
want
to
a
do
base
that. I would learn how to do it. No, what would I do? I would
You could drive a ferry boat away. You could
that'd be pretty cool. I'd drive a
go to
ferry.
a Lamborghini dealership and just take any of the cars and drive them
Yeah,
home.
no, I'd totally steal like a jet ski or like a boat and just
Mm.
take it, or like a No, that would be dumb. I'd crash. would not operate either. You can't just like pick up a plane and fly it.
Yeah, like there's always these movies where action movies, and this guy hops in a plane and just somehow figures out how to fly it.
Like a helicopter. It's going down. This guy goes, "Let me do it." He just goes, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
And they're back to normal. It's like you've never flown a helicopter before.
Yeah, no. All right. Well, what do you got for me, Kyle?
Okay, John. What are your top 5 things, like little things that give you anxiety, such as, for example, if I have my phone in my pocket and I walk over like a grate in the city, I always clench my phone because I always get nervous it's gonna break through the bottom of my pocket.
Oh my God, that's funny because yesterday I was on a bridge and I jokingly just held my phone over the bridge like, oh.
That gives me anxiety.
One is waiting rooms.
Oh, okay.
Of like appointments, just having to wait. I'll say
grocery shopping is one for me.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't know.
Because I feel like I get judged of what I'm buying. And I feel like the need to buy more vegetables or like fruit. And I'm like, I can't have fruit. So,
Then don't buy fucking fruit. Don't. Kyle, those cashiers don't give a shit. You could buy
but it's other people that look down
30
your cart
things of Chips Ahoy cookies and no one would care.
This is coming from someone who I have judged people. Remember when we walked past that guy that had a whole cart of broccoli?
Literally, this guy had $100 worth of broccoli.
That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Okay, but see, that's a funny story.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you just no one's going to look at yours if you got like 3 frozen pizzas, some taquitos, some protein bars. No one's going to be like, this fucking guy.
You know what? I get anxiety from that. So I'm sorry, John.
Okay. Waiting rooms.
What was the first thing?
That was my first thing. Waiting rooms. Like any like legal place. So if I have to get tabs renewed or like
DMV.
a DMV gives me anxiety. I'll say talking to people's parents that I don't really know. Like when you're in your hometown over the summer and you at the store and you run into this kid's mom who knows you and thinks that you're friends with her kid, but you actually know her probably more than her own kid.
Or you like actually hate their kid.
Yeah.
And like their mom thinks you guys are friends. Like, oh, why don't you hang out with Jimmy anymore? Like, Jimmy fucking sucks. Jimmy does heroin.
Yeah.
I don't want to hang out with him.
Yo, Jimmy, I probably know a Jimmy that does heroin.
I don't think I know a single Jimmy.
Yeah. And now relating to that, my fourth one would be seeing people that I'm sort of friends with over like summer breaks, and they say, "Hey, we should hang out," but they don't really mean it, and I don't really want to, and we both know we don't really want to, but it's a kind gesture.
Yeah. So it's like interactions with people that you don't know too well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those give me anxiety.
Let's go
That's
one
4.
more. That's one more. What about like
not being able to figure out what I want to watch?
Yeah, I get that, especially if I have food.
Oh, so you have food that you're ready to eat, but you're just waiting for the right thing to.
I can't eat till I have something planned out. Like you know how I am, where like if I have to pee and I sit down with food, like I'm gonna get up and pee. I'm not gonna eat my food. I want to be like completely just Zen mode. So I want to have my show ready with my food, peed out, water bottle full, ready.
Now, I want to challenge you, okay?
No, don't challenge me.
I want to challenge you. Do you ever eat meals just by yourself, not watching anything? Like, there's no distraction. Your only thing is you're just sitting at a table eating your food. No music, no podcast, no show. Do you ever do that?
There's no people?
Nope.
No, I don't.
See, and I used to never do it either, but I was listening to some podcasts and they were saying, one, that's just like bad. Like if you just it can't be good to always be distracting yourself. And then they were also saying biologically, when you're eating, you'll eat like healthier because your body will get fuller quicker if you're not distracted by things. But if you're like watching a show, your body is not really paying attention to the food you're eating and constantly realizing it, so you eat more.
I have heard that. That's the same with like if you bring a whole bag of chips to the couch instead of bowls. I do bowls.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah, that is good. And I like my family, we have really big plates like for dinner, but some of my friends have small plates, and I feel like I always eat less.
Yeah, it's true.
So, all right, that's good, Kyle. So, next up for you, so this is a goody. Now, I found this one on a Reddit, and it was originally about Kim Jong-un. So I'm going to let you pick, okay?
Okay.
But I'm gonna read it as if it was Donald Trump. Okay.
Oh.
But you can pick. Maybe you like Kim Jong-un's situation better. So
I don't know who I like better.
What would you
personally.
do if Donald Trump was secretly your online best friend that you'd never met in person?
Oh, like I was getting catfished by Trump.
Not catfish, but you just had like an Xbox buddy. Like I have some friends who I used to always play Xbox with that I've never met.
Yeah.
And he has just passed away. In his last testament, he decided you, an outsider, should ascend to the great position of, in this case, it says leader of North Korea. But I'm going to say that he says that you should be the next president of the United States.
Oh, I'd rather be the leader of North Korea. Well,
hear me out. We're gonna go with the president right now.
Fuck.
What do you do to help your new country and its citizens lead better or happier lives?
I start staging interviews to pass on my throne. I would start interviewing politicians, and I personally would get to know them and see if they're shitty people, because I have an eye for that.
Wait, so what are you saying?
So basically, like a lot of politicians, somehow we get into situations where the people that we're voting for suck on both sides.
Yeah.
I would make sure that they don't suck. I would find someone who does not suck, and I would just say, "You are now president. Go do."
Okay. I mean, that's not really how it works, but
that's how I would work.
If it did work,
I am
where
president.
you could just pick who was president, you would
Yeah.
you would find the right
I would at least
person.
pick a bunch of advisors that tell me what to do,
Okay.
because Trump's advisors that tell him what to do aren't very good,
Yeah.
and Trump is not very good.
Okay. So your plan of action would be to find someone else who would basically would immediately find someone to replace you. You're just in it for the short term.
Basically, no, I would be the pretty fate. Well, no. Yeah, I'd
You try and get out as quick as possible.
being the president would be one of the worst things ever. I would not want to do that.
But like, what if someone came to your door and they're like, "Hey, Mr. Kyle Stafford?" You're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, your friend Donald Trump has recently passed away, and he has declared you the new president. So please come with me.
Yeah.
The nation is now in your hands."
I would tweet as much as him, but I would be way funnier.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be tweeting like memes and shit. I would handle the social media for sure.
I think you could get the country behind you. Like, I think you might not
know.
make the best like decisions, but you have a good heart.
Do I make the best impression?
I think you can make a pretty good impression
can.
on people. Yeah.
And then they'll find this. Oh, they'll find this.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
interesting.
That's why I can never be president, and that's okay with me.
Yeah, this is good. I hope that if we ever go to another war or like a space war, or any sort of war, maybe they'll find this and they like, I'm blacklisted because of like how dumb I am.
There's dumber people out there though, for sure.
Yeah. But this is documented.
Yeah, documented dumb.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
All right. Well, there you go, guys. Hopefully that the world never comes to that where Kyle has to be our president, but
It would be everyone's loss. Okay, John, so this one's kind of similar to your first one. You asked me about the purge. What would you do if let's say tomorrow, you wake up tomorrow knowing that nobody will remember that day. Nobody in the world except for you. What would you do that day?
Oh, so it's very similar.
It's like the purge. I already had that written down, so you took it from me.
No, this is a little different. So things will still happen during that day.
Yeah, you could get arrested.
Like people
I guess
could
you
die,
get shot.
but no one will remember what I do.
Yeah.
That is an interesting concept.
Like,
yeah, and then the world goes back to normal. What have I always wanted to do? I honestly think I don't know. I'm leaning towards saying I would do something involving my like idols. Like I would do something weird, but I don't know what. Like there's got to be a way you can take this day and use it to your advantage, where you like somehow manipulate someone on this day, and then the next day they don't remember it, but they like somehow gave you something, or like.
Yeah, you could. I mean, if they give you money, maybe it's like it's your money now.
But then again, it's like it in a normal day, you can't just go convince someone to give you money. You know,
Speak for yourself.
I don't know. Can
Like,
you help me out here?
Would you try and rob a bank?
No, I'm thinking I wouldn't do anything illegal. I don't think. I don't have a desire to do anything.
You don't
illegal.
have anyone you want to kill? Just eliminate? Maybe punch? And they'll never know. Would you punch me in the face? I would never know.
You wake up tomorrow like, What the fuck was that?
Oh, what the hell?
Oh, I would give you a terrible tattoo.
But you can't just give me a tattoo.
I'd tie you up. I would duct tape your mouth shut, and because no one's gonna remember.
Yeah,
anything.
you can find a tattooer on.
I'm gonna get a gun, and I'm gonna drag you into a tattoo parlor, put a gun to someone's head, lock the door, and say, "Give him the worst tattoo you can in the next 15 minutes, or I'll shoot everyone in here."
What would you give me? It's like a dick on my face. Imagine waking up and you just don't know what happened yesterday.
It's gonna be Big Bird. Remember, Big Bird?
I know Big Bird.
But he's gonna have a huge hard cock coming out.
Where is this gonna be?
It's gonna be right on your neck right here. And then the cock is gonna go all the way around your neck.
Like it's choking me.
Onto the other side. So Big Bird will be choking you with his cock.
That'd be good. Wow, Big Bird.
That is definitely what I would do.
Isn't Big Bird a chick?
No.
Is Big Bird a dude?
Big Bird's like...
I feel like Big Bird's a woman.
If Big Bird's a woman, my whole life has been a lie.
Oh, shit.
What?
Oh, never mind. It has revealed in a fake interview that he is transgender.
Oh. So it's a he.
There's no option. Oh. I don't know.
All right. Well, there you go. Yeah.
Cisgendered.
I mean, listen, most of the stuff I want to do in my life, I can just do it normally. There's nothing insanely illegal that I want to do. So there we go. Guys, our last segment of the day here is Sports with Kyle.
Yes. So we got some bad news.
What's that? What's going on?
Baseball. So we had the draft on Wednesday, June 10th. And at the start of the commissioner, who just sucks. Yeah. He sucks. He did a terrible job with the Astros. There's now a cheating scandal with the Yankees, and there was a letter that was sent between him and them that a judge ordered has to be released, and he doesn't want to release it, and the Yankees don't want to release it. It's assumed that it has to do with maybe a cheating scandal with them.
And the commissioner was in on it?
I mean, he probably knew about it, yeah.
Was the commissioner in on the Astros thing?
He knew about it.
Oh.
Everybody knew about it. It was just whether or not they wanted to go public. And then somebody finally went public, so then they had to take action.
So this is a similar thing then?
It's kind of a similar thing. There's also a thing with the Red Sox too. But that's one thing. Now so before the draft started, on live TV, and he walked up to the podium for the first pick, he's like, I am 100% certain that we will have baseball this year. You guys can count on it. And people were like, oh, okay. With the commissioner saying we're going to have baseball, we'll probably have baseball. Now today in an interview, he's like, yeah, I don't know. I really don't think we're going to have baseball this year. I'm not really sure. So, all the players were tweeting and flipping out on him. And the Players Association, they reached a point where they're like, we're just not going to negotiate anymore because you're not listening to us and you're just trying to rip it. The owners just trying to rip them off.
Yeah.
So it's just a bummer that, the owners, I get that it's a business, but it would be nice if owners actually enjoyed the idea of baseball and understood,
if they had a passion for the sport.
Yeah, they want to win and they want things to happen, and you might not win as much money, but there's a couple owners that are like that, and their franchises are way better, and so that's why shitty franchises are usually has a bad owner, like the Knicks.
Yeah,
that's an example. So,
but are there franchises that are really good with a shitty owner, or franchises that have a good owner that are still dog shit?
Not that I can think of. I feel like the ones that I know of with bad owners are bad.
Okay.
And it usually ends up floating back to the top, which is the owner, and having bad management. So
baseball's probably not going to happen at all?
I don't know. Now the Players Association, I think they said, they're trying to make it happen. And Tony Clark is the head of the MLBPA, and it was his birthday today. So I feel bad for him because he had to, do all this shit on his birthday.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, what sucks, I feel like anyone who's in a big position of any sort of power or status, there's no off days. Yeah. If you're a commissioner or a fucking huge CEO of a company, there's no on your birthday you get the day off, or there's no Christmas off. It's
you're just always working.
Anytime there's something that needs to happen, they'll call you middle of the night, any day of the week.
It's like the president.
Yeah,
Trump. But
although that's sad. What?
Yeah, it was Trump's birthday the other day.
No.
It's also my sister's
Oh,
birthday.
yo, I did know
On
that
Sunday, it was his birthday.
because
And my sister.
there was a ton of ads going around on YouTube. So weird that they're YouTube ads, and it goes like, "Hi, I'm something something Trump." I think it's like someone who works for him, who's like his niece or daughter. Does he have a daughter?
Ivanka, yeah.
It was probably her, but I don't know. Forget her name. She's like, "Hi, I'm whatever Trump. Next week is Donald Trump's birthday, and we're having a community card for all of you to sign. Be sure to click the link below so you can sign and show him your support." And I saw that
link.
No, I saw that ad all over YouTube, and it just blows my mind that they're trying to like get people. Most people on YouTube aren't gonna
buying people to tell you like they're spending money to
get
you to tell him happy birthday.
Yeah, and then they're probably gonna be like, "Oh, look at this!
We got millions of people wish me happy birthday."
Yeah.
No, they just clicked the link on accident.
Anyways, I'm excited for basketball to come back. That's going to be a very exciting time.
Now that's a little up in the air because there are players that are saying that they don't want to play because it's going to take away from what's going on right now with Black Lives Matter.
Yeah,
like Kyrie, who's the vice president of the Players Association, had a big thing about it, and like Dwight Howard said that too. But there's also players that said like, "I don't care, like I'm playing."
Yeah,
and they don't want it to be like a distraction from what's going on because a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm so tired of what's going on. Like we need sports," but that's basically saying like it's a distraction from progress, and like you don't want to deal with the progress. You just want to be like back to your little bubble.
Yeah, but for some people, maybe sports will give them like a platform to.
And like I get it. Like I see both sides. I would never want to say like, "Come on, idiot, play basketball for me."
Yeah.
But if they want to play, like I'm gonna watch.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all so much for listening to this episode of Peak to Middle School. This was a fun one. There's new episodes every single Monday and Thursday. Like I said earlier in the episode, please go get us to 100 ratings on the Apple Podcast app. We only need like 10 more currently when we're recording this, and it would be awesome if we could hit that by episode 150.
Step up to the plate.
We've been going for a year and a half. It's been a grind, but I don't know. I'm really proud of what we've done, and I just want to thank you guys for showing your support. And just get excited for season 4 of PIMS because we're making some changes. We'll talk about all of that on episode 150, but I would definitely look forward to it. So yeah, Kyle, where can they follow you?
Instagram at KyleStafford36. Follow the podcast at PIMS Podcast on just about everything. Like John said earlier, if you have any questions or anything you want us to talk about, send that over. We'll talk about it. Unless it's like really stupid. Well, I mean, like really stupid we're good with, but unless it's like, hey, play my beats, I'm not going to play your beats.
Yeah. Unless you make a beat about our show. If someone wants to make like a song about our show, even if it's really bad, we'll play it.
But if you're just going to send your beats, I'm probably not going to click on them.
Yeah. So anyways, guys, thank you all so much for listening. You can follow me at Hey Narwhal on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And just message us, check out the YouTube version of our show, and tell all your friends. And with that being said, we will see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.